After yesterday's press conference from the Toronto Blue Jays, we now know that Ross Atkins and John Schneider will be returning to this team in their roles. And obviously, we still don't know exactly what way this team is going to go this offseason and whether we're going to see a lot of big trades here or we're going to see some small ones. What's going to happen with this team to fix this offense, because we desperately need to fix this offense. Scoring one run in 2 playoff games is an absolute joke. So obviously things need to change. We need new hitting coaches. We better see them fired soon, because that is one thing that is not acceptable. Like, obviously, if Ross was going to stay, John was going to stay as well. I kind of figured that was going to happen. But at least, bare minimum, we have to see the hitting coaches fired. It is not acceptable if they don't fire those guys. I mean, they were bad, and they just have to go. I'm sorry, but they just have to go. Kiermaier needs to be fired. Dave Hudgens, the strategist for the hitting side of things here, he needs to be fired as well. These guys need to go. We need to find new guys who can try and make this team better offensively. And that is exactly their job. Their job is to make this team a better hitting team, and they did not do that at all. They actually somehow made it worse this year from previous years as well. So kind of unfortunate. Obviously, Ross is a part of that as well, getting rid of 2 very key parts of this lineup in Gurriel and Teoscar Hernandez. So Ross hurt this offense as well, but obviously he helped the defense and the pitching. So that was the give and take, and obviously it didn't work. So things need to change. We need new hitting coaches and stuff. We're keeping John and Ross, so we know that now. We can't do anything about that. They're staying for this season, at least this upcoming season in 2024. But we now do kind of know as well, though, that Ross is not even entertaining the possibility, what it sounds like, of bringing back Matt Chapman, Brandon Belt, or Kevin Kiermaier. Now, I never thought we'd bring back Matt Chapman. I figured, obviously, a while ago he'd get a huge contract. Now, he's not going to get that huge contract that we originally thought, especially after having that, amazing April, whatever it was, and then obviously falling off quite hard due to the second half of the season was a lot worse. So he's still going to get paid. I just don't think it's going to be by the Blue Jays, because we have a lot of guys who can play third base, take that spot, be cheaper, younger, and probably a better hitter. Not as good defensively maybe, but at least a much better hitter, especially in the second half of what we saw out of Matt Chapman. And then we have a guy like Brandon Belt, who potentially could retire. He said he's going to talk with his family. So obviously, I never really thought either way that we would probably bring back Brandon Belt, because he's old now at this point. He's going to cost a decent amount. And, I think we have better options that are going to be way cheaper. A guy like Spencer Horwitz, he can play first base, second base, left field, while being extremely cheap. He's a lot younger, has a pretty high ceiling, and deserves playing time. He played fantastic last year with the Jays and dominated AAA. Like, he was hitting well over 300 for the entire year in AAA. He's a very good hitter, and he does not have the power potential of a guy like Brandon Belt. He's not going to be hitting, 30-plus homers, but he could definitely hit 15, maybe 20 homers. Something around there is definitely possible, while being a 280, maybe even 290 hitter if he reaches his ceiling. So he's a very good player, has a very good bat, and I think can definitely be a good replacement for Brandon Belt, who is younger and cheaper and has some pretty good upside as well, and is quite versatile. So that is obviously a good piece there. And the last guy here, Kevin Kiermaier, he was top 5 in defensive runs saved with 18, finished 5th place, tied with Dansby Swanson, who had 400 more innings. So it was elite defensively, another phenomenal year. And, overall, kind of surprised we're not even entertaining the possibility of bringing him back. He was a fan favorite, clearly a good leader and locker room guy. I think this is a guy who we should at least entertain to bring him back. But now Varsho can get that, full-time in center field, which he needs, because that's the best way to get the most value out of a guy like Varsho, who the bat might never become what we kind of hoped, but at least he's going to be an elite defensive center fielder and hopefully be like a top 10 guy in defensive runs saved in the entire MLB for years to come. So hopefully that pans out. Last thing we'll take a look at here, though, is a quote from Mitch Bannon. He tweets out, Atkins on improving the Blue Jays offense despite a weak free agent class. Quote, I think the strongest lever for us to pull is countering how we're being attacked, helping the players that are here perform better. Obviously, I think that kind of means that we need to obviously fire the hitting coaches, get new strategists in there, get new hitting coaches to help this team get better, because they did not do that this year. The offense got a lot worse. So clearly something needs to change offensively. We need new hitting coaches. We need to bring in better hitters. And obviously we do have some great young guys like David Schneider, Ernie Clement, Spencer Horwitz, Alan Roden even down there, Addison Barger, or Elvis Martinez. A lot of good hitters down there. Hopefully some of those guys can make the jump and perform elite. Hopefully we see a lot more out of David Schneider in the first half when he got called up than the second half where he did fall off. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you guys have enjoyed, please smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for daily Toronto Blue Jays content, and comment down below your guys' thoughts on all this. Do you think it's a good idea we're not going to re-sign Brandon Belt, Chapman, or Kiermaier? And who do you think is going to be called up here to the prospects / young guys who's going to make the biggest impact offensively? Because we definitely need to make some moves and make something happen here offensively because the pitching is elite. Thanks for watching, and see ya.